Now on to the Eagles. Eagles 37, Rams 20 out here in LA last night. I hope you saw it because it was a spectacular Hollywood show put on by, oh, say, can you see Saquon? Whew, going for 255 yards rushing. Oh, say, did you see my preseason prediction that the Philadelphia Eagles I have hated since I was 8 years of age were going to win this year's Super Bowl? Well, they are. I warned you. I will say this. I hated for them. They lost Brandon Graham last night to a torn triceps for the rest of the year. Hated it. He's a good man. He's been a very good player for them. He's 36 years of age. Probably this is going to be his last year, but he was has been a force and was a force last night. Had a sack and 3 quarterback hits. I thought he was dominating the game. And all of a sudden they said he's out. Really? Torn triceps. Can't get over that one. Done. He'll help coach them. But that's, I'm not going to say it's a huge loss, but it's a loss for that team, at least if nothing else psychologically. But now back to the bigger picture point. Eagles GM Howie Roseman won free agency, and Howie Roseman won the draft. While all-in Jerry Jones was all out of touch, he let his Cowboys, my Cowboys, drift into ruin somewhere down in salary cap hell. So think about this. Derrick Henry, who lives in Dallas in the offseason, went to Baltimore for a grand total of $8 million a year. Saquon signed with the Eagles for a grand total of $13.5 million a year. So what did Jerry Jones do? He put all of his Fabergé eggs in Dak's basket. He made Dak Prescott the highest paid ever. He gave him $50 million just for this year alone. That's almost $27 million more than Saquon makes. Saquon is leading this league in rushing. Derrick Henry is second in this league in rushing. Oh, yeah, I did forget about this. Jerry did bring back Zeke, who's averaging about 20 yards rushing a game. Last night alone, Saquon had TD runs of 70 and 72 yards, while Zeke averages 20 yards a game. So I predicted before the year, Eagles win Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts wins MVP. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm sure you agree, Saquon is now making his case. So what just happened? The Giants publicly shamed and disrespected Saquon Barkley on Hard Knocks, as you probably saw. And all of a sudden, right before your very eyes, he's revitalized just down the New Jersey Turnpike with a division rival who welcomed him with open arms. Now he feels wanted. Now he's running angry. Now, to my eye, Saquon Barkley appears to be running faster at age 27 than he ever did in New York. I never saw this kind of burst from him in New York. I guess that chip on his shoulder pads isn't slowing him down one bit. So I still have Josh Allen for MVP, but Saquon is closing in on Josh Allen. I will admit to you, I do have a quarterback bias when it comes to MVP, because quarterback is so much harder to play than running back. But I will give you this. Saquon has changed the way the Eagles play football. They now run the ball with such physicality and with such breakaway potential because Saquon has completely changed the way he plays football. When Saquon was a Giant in the Big Apple in New York, he fell into the trap of being a little too cool to do the grunt work, to fight for the hard yards. In New York, Saquon was strictly a home run hitter. My producer Tyler Korn and I used to get a kick out of drilling down on Saquon's Giant stats, because if we took away his longest run each game or his longest catch and run, what did we see that was left? A lot of -1s, a lot of no gains, a lot of 1-yard runs. So when you took away the home runs, you found a whole lot of tippy-toeing for gains that averaged around 2 yards a carry. What you saw was a lot of, oh, there's nothing here, so I'll just give myself up and I'll go down easy and I'll wait for some big daylight. That's why the Giants never really went anywhere with Saquon as their running back. He was far more scat back than running back. He wanted no part of pounding away at defenses because they just might pound back. He was all Barkley, no bite. But the Eagles' bully ball, their style, their culture, it's rubbed off on Saquon. Did you watch him last night? He was running hard. He was often making his own holes. He was powering through Rams. Heck, he was ramming Rams. He was stiff-arming Rams. He was punishing Rams until they said no mas and finally let him escape for a 70 and a 72. Let him run right up on Josh Allen's back bumper in the MVP race right before your very eyes, live on Sunday Night Football. So, why do I still give Josh just a little edge? Josh Allen, I said I'd never say just his first name. He's Josh Allen. I give Josh Allen the edge, just a small one, because he did outplay Mahomes head-to-head again. And because so many critics thought that Josh Allen would get exposed without Stephon Diggs, and because Josh Allen has literally cleaned up his act. He's gone from a career high in turnovers last year to only 5 interceptions and 2 lost fumbles so far this season. So 18 touchdown passes to only 5 interceptions as the Bills have climbed to 9-2. He now beats his opponents far more than he beats himself with wild hero ball turnovers that used to just drive me crazy. I so greatly admire what Josh Allen has become. And please forgive me for this. I am a truth teller, but I cannot forget what Saquon did or didn't do against the Falcons. Remember week 2, game number 2 for the Eagles? Jalen Hurts hit Saquon with a little flat pass that would have iced the game against Kirk Cousins and the Falcons, and he dropped it. Flat out dropped the game. Door left slightly ajar for Kirk Cousins to pull off a minor, I don't know, maybe it was a major miracle. But I'm here to tell you, if Saquon keeps this up, if he does outplay Derrick Henry in a game that will be my Super Bowl preview next Sunday in Baltimore, and if the Eagles do win that game, I don't think they will, but if they do, hey, if the Eagles win out, if they've now won 7 in a row. So if they win their last 12 in a row, which is certainly possible given this team's strength, man, it is going to be hard to not crown Saquon MVP. And I'll say it again. The Eagles are on their way to being crowned in New Orleans on Sunday evening, February the 9th. I warned you.